Chaos at Ibrox. Igamane's transfer turns into a full-blown tug-of-war. Lille stalled, Udinese lurking, and now Everton barges in with a £15 million plot twist. And while our top striker's future hangs by a thread, young Clinton Nsiala is being shoved out the door. All this days before a make-or-break Champions League clash that could define Russell Martin's reign before it even starts. This is no time for silence. This is war on and off the pitch, and you're no getting the full story anywhere else. Subscribe now, because while others tiptoe around the truth, here we batter the doors down with it. You want passion, you want fury, you want the truth with teeth, you've just found your home. This is football, aye? This is how we're starting the season. A Champions League qualifier with half the squad still smelling like sun lotion, and Russell Martin still trying to remember half the names on the squad sheet. It's no preseason anymore. It's Panathinaikos at Ibrox, and they expect calm, behave yourself. Rangers face the Greeks on Tuesday, 22nd of July, in what's laughably being called the first competitive match of the season. Competitive? It's a baptism by fire with a blowtorch, and Russell Martin's barely finished unpacking his suitcase. Apparently Jack Butland's oot. Aye, that's right, your wall between the sticks, out. And in comes Liam Kelly. The lad's barely had time to lace his gloves properly, but let's throw him into Europe, shall we? What could possibly go wrong? The defense? New boy Nasser Giga's straight in, a lad from Wolves who'll barely have had a chance to find the Ibrox toilets, never mind the tempo of a Champions League tie. He's partnering John Sutar, who better not fancy a nap mid-match again. On the left, we've got Jefte. Ridvan Yilmaz chopped out the squad quicker than a pie disappears in the Copland. Now here's where it gets cute. On the right, the captain stays. James Tavernier starts. Of course he does, he bleeds blue. The idea of replacing him with Max Aarons, a loanee from Bournemouth, in a Euro tie, that's pure PlayStation logic. Tavernier plays, always. Midfield, Mohamed Diamande, and maybe, just maybe, Nico Raskin, if the Belgian hasn't already packed his bags for Monaco or wherever the money whispers to him from. Familiar? Solid. Just what Martin needs when the walls are closing in. And get this, Kieran Dowell, aye, Dowell, he's back. Seasoned in League One with Birmingham and now supposedly Martin's ace in the hole. 23 appearances, 5 goals, 5 assists, not bad. Not brilliant, but not bad. Hamza Igamane, nowhere to be seen. Thalo Osgard? Maybe next week, son. Wide lads? Badrami and Oscar Cortez. Both still owe us. Both better turn up. This isn't a training session. This is Ibrox. This is Europe. And up top, Danilo gets the nod over Serial Dezers, who looks more like a flight risk than a frontman right now. So let's call it what it is, a roll of the dice. Half the squad still on Greek time, the manager still learning who's left-footed, and the Champions League dream hanging by a thread. But imagine if this was Celtic. Imagine if Celtic were throwing a raw squad together for Europe. The press would have a candlelight vigil, panic stations, crisis at Parkhead. But because it's Rangers, quiet, calm, business as usual, nothing, absolutely nothing gets said. And yet here we are, scrutinized, undermined, written off, again. So tell me, do you feel like this squad's ready to carry your Champions League hopes? Or are we being set up to take the blame if it all goes sideways? Right? Strap in. Because this story, this one is textbook nonsense wrapped in chaos and sold as strategy. Let's talk about Hamza Igamane first. The lad who saved Rangers bacon time and again last season, now apparently on his way out while the board juggles bids like it's a car boot sale in Govan. First it was Lille, now it's Udinese. Then Everton stuck their nose in. What's next? Real Madrid phoning just to be polite. Here's the crack. Igamane, who rattled in 16 goals in 46 games, scored against Spurs, FCSB, and twice against Nice, is now being hawked around for a fee reportedly near £15 million. And I'm supposed to believe this is all part of the plan? Aye, pull the other one, it's got bells on it. Rangers brought this boy from as far Rabat last summer, and now folk want to act surprised he's good. Chris Sutton, of all people, called him phenomenal. That alone should add an extra £5 million to the price tag just to annoy Celtic fans. But here's where the blood boils. While Rangers fans, we sit waiting for Champions League qualifiers, there's a soap opera unfolding about whether Igamane's going to France, Italy, or the bloody M25. And it's all because Lille agreed terms with the player but haven't paid up. Shocking, innit? Big club energy with monopoly money. Now Everton and Udinese are circling like vultures round a stag party kebab. They smell hesitation. They smell weakness. If Rangers blink, if they sell this lad without a nailed-on, ready-to-go replacement, then someone at the top needs their season ticket revoked. Because here's what they'll not say. You lose Igamane, and the entire forward structure crumbles. Danilo's inconsistent, Desires has one foot on the ferry, Turgeman's still a rumor. And Osgaard's still learning the lingo. This is not the moment to cash in. This is the moment to double down. Meanwhile, Clinton Nsiala, a lad who should be nurtured and grown, is being packed off like Amazon returns. Anderlecht want him, so do Zulte Waregem. But we're meant to just nod along like this makes sense? 11 appearances last season, and now we punt him because he's not ready today. Have we forgotten what youth development is? You don't give up on a lad who's 21, played for France youth, and came from AC Milan just because he's not cracking the first team this week. But I know how this works. Nasser Giga comes in, Fernandez too, maybe Connor Cody next. Suddenly Nsiala is getting shunted out, and when he becomes a star in Belgium, we'll get the same tired excuses. Wrong timing. Didn't fit the system. Nah, didn't get a chance. And yet, if it was Celtic losing a young center half or a striker with Igamane's numbers, the press would hold an emergency summit. Special segments on Sky, emotional montages. Instead, silence. Silence. Absolutely silence about what Rangers are set to lose. So tell me, if you sell Igamane and punt Nsiala on loan with Europe on the doorstep, what exactly are you trying to build at Ibrox? Or is it just about building the bank balance now? If you haven't seen yesterday's video yet, you're missing out. Explosive news about Rangers that'll leave every fan stunned. Go check it out now!